John is sitting in his office going over paperwork when suddenly his phone rings. He looks at the screen and sees the name of his friend, Michael. "Hey, Michael, is something wrong?" "John, there's something you need to know. It's something serious." John, wary. "What is it?" "Your wife, Lisa. She's cheating on you. And apparently with your brother, Mark." "What? Are you sure about that?" "Yeah, I've seen them together a few times. I thought you should know." John returns home where Lisa and Mark are sitting in the living room. They are laughing, not noticing his presence. "Lisa, Mark, we need to talk." Lisa and Mark turn around, seeing John looking angry. "John, what's wrong?" "I know everything. You two betrayed me. John, let's talk this through." "No, Mark, I don't want to hear any more of your excuses." John leaves the house feeling broken and betrayed. He walks down the street thinking about his life and his future. How could they do this to me? I trusted them both. He decides to walk back to the house to get his things and make a final decision. John walks back to the house, the door slamming behind his back. In the living room, Lisa and Mark are sitting on the couch, close together, laughing about something. Their faces change instantly when they see John standing in the doorway, his face red with anger. "Lisa, Mark, we need to talk. Now." "John, what's wrong? Why are you yelling like that?" "I know everything. I know about you two. You, Lisa, and you, Mark, you betrayed me. John, you don't understand. It's not what you think it is. It's not what I think. Do you think I'm blind? I've seen you together several times. John, please let me explain. It's not what you think." "Explain? What is there to explain? You both betrayed me, my brother and my wife, the people I trusted most. John, we didn't mean for this to happen. We didn't plan it. We didn't? You think that justifies your actions? You both destroyed our family. John, please give us a chance to explain. We didn't mean for this to happen." "A chance? I gave you every chance? And what did you do?" "You blew them." Pause. "I'm leaving. I need time to think." "John, please don't go. We can fix this." "No, Lisa. Nothing can be fixed. You both made your choices. Now, I'm making mine." John turns around and walks away, leaving Lisa and Mark in shock and tears. He walks out of the house, slamming the door with such force that the glass shakes. John walks down the street, his thoughts confused, his heart pounding with pain and anger. How could they do this to me? I trusted them both. My brother and my wife. What am I supposed to do now? He walks on, deciding to go back home to get his things and finally say goodbye to the past. John walks into the jewelry store, still seething with anger. He heads to the counter where he is greeted by a salesman with a friendly smile. "Salesman, good afternoon. How can I help you? I'm here to pick up the ring I ordered." Salesman, "Sure, just a minute." The salesman leaves to the back room to bring the ring. John looks around, his gaze stopping at the glass display cases filled with jewelry. Suddenly, his anger reaches a climax. Salesman, returning with the ring. "Here's your ring, sir." John takes the ring and looks at it with disdain. "Keep it," throws the ring on the counter. "Sir, are you sure? Isn't it? I said keep it." Suddenly, John picks up a heavy candlestick from the nearest counter and throws it violently into the glass display case. The glass shatters into pieces, causing widespread confusion and fear among the customers and store employees. "This is for all the years I've spent lying and betraying you." The store clerk and security guard try to stop him, but John is already on a rampage. He smashes another window, then another. The whole store is in chaos. John, walking out of the store without looking back. "Keep everything. I don't need it anymore." He walks away, leaving behind a destroyed store and terrified people. John gets into his car. His thoughts are even more confused, but deep down a plan for revenge begins to brew. John rushes down the road, his thoughts still filled with anger and pain. He barely notices that the car is picking up dangerous speed. Suddenly his phone starts ringing, diverting his attention. Who else is it? At that moment, he loses control of the car. The car swerves off the road and crashes into a tree. There is a violent impact, and everything goes black. John slowly regains consciousness, feeling intense pain throughout his body. He opens his eyes and sees a white ceiling and medical devices around him. "You're awake. How do you feel? Where am I? What happened?" "Nurse, you were in an accident." They brought you here after you hit a tree. You're lucky to be alive. John tries to get up, but the pain in his body prevents him from doing so. At that moment, his mother, Margaret, enters the room. Mom, what happened? Margaret, you were in an accident. But you're going to be all right now. You need to rest and recuperate. Nothing's going to be okay, Mom. Emily, she betrayed me. With Jack, my brother. I found out about it. What? Emily and Jack? It's impossible. It's true. I saw them together. Now I have to figure out how to deal with it. I can't just let it go. John, you need to focus on your recovery. Revenge won't bring you peace. I know what I'm doing. They're going to pay for this. Please think about that. I love you, and I want you to be happy. I know, Mom. Thank you. But I can't just let it go. I'm sorry, but the patient needs to rest. Let's give him some time. John lies in the hospital room, his thoughts slowly shifting from revenge to something else. A nurse returns to the room, and John notices how sweet and attentive she is. Nurse, smiling. How are you feeling? Is the pain subsiding? John. A little better, thank you. You're very caring. What's your name? Nurse. My name is Laura. And you're John, isn't that right? Yes, that's right. Nice to meet you, Laura. You're one of the few people here who makes this place tolerable. Thank you. It's my job to take care of the patients. But it's nice to hear that I can make your day a little better. You don't just make it better, you make it brighter. How long have you worked here? 5 years now. I love helping people. What about you? What do you do? I'm in business, but that doesn't seem so important right now. What's important is that I met a wonderful nurse like you. You're too kind. Get well, and you can get back to your business. Perhaps. But I'd like to get to know you better. Maybe when I get out of here, you'll let me buy you a cup of coffee. Well, we'll see how you feel, but maybe I'll take it. Oh, that's great. It'll be great motivation for a speedy recovery. Good. Chuckles. Now you need to rest. If you need anything, just give me a holler. Sure thing, Laura. Thank you for your concern. Laura leaves the room, and John is left alone. His thoughts are now filled not only with pain and betrayal, but also with new, brighter feelings for Laura. He decides that despite everything that has happened, he will find the strength to move on and perhaps start a new chapter in his life. The next day, Laura walks into John's room with a smile on her face. Good morning, John. I have good news. You're being discharged tomorrow. That's great news, Laura. Thank you for everything you've done for me here. It's my job, John. I'm glad you're recovering. Laura, I know I already asked yesterday, but now that I can actually get out of here, do you have plans for tomorrow night? How about that coffee I was talking about? Tomorrow night? Sounds great. I'm in. That's great. I'm looking forward to it. Where would you like to meet? How about the cafe on the corner of Santa Rosa Street? It's cozy and quiet. That's a good choice. Why don't we meet there at 6 Mu? 6 o'clock would be fine. See you tomorrow, John. In the meantime, rest up and get your strength back. See you tomorrow, Laura. Laura leaves the room and John is left alone, full of new hopes and expectations. He feels that despite all the difficulties, he has found a ray of light in the darkness. The next day, John is discharged from the hospital. He heads to the cafe on the corner of Santa Rosa Street, with excitement and anticipation in his heart. This is a new phase. I don't know what lies ahead, but I'm ready for a fresh start. Laura is already waiting for him at the entrance, smiling. John walks up to her and they enter the cafe together. Hi, John. How are you feeling? Hi, Laura. Much better, thank you. I'm glad we met. They sit down at a table and begin to talk, getting to know each other better. John realizes that he has found in Laura not only a caring nurse, but also someone he wants to spend time with. John and Laura sit down at a cozy table by the window. The atmosphere around them is quiet, relaxing, and conducive to frank conversation. John, tell us a little about yourself. What do you do in life? I work in the IT field. It may sound boring, but I love it. What about you, Laura? How did you decide to become a nurse? Oh, it's a long story. When I was a little girl, my grandmother was sick a lot, and I used to take care of her a lot. I always wanted to help people. so I chose medicine. It's amazing. Your job requires a lot of patience and kindness. Thank you, John. What are your hobbies in your free time? I love traveling and photography. It allows me to see the world from different angles. What about you, Laura? Do you have any hobbies? I love cooking and spending time outdoors. I often go on picnics with friends or just walk in the park. That sounds great. Maybe you can show me your favorite places sometime? I will. How about you, John? What are some of your favorite places? John, thoughtfully. My favorite trip was to Italy. The views there are amazing and the food is delicious. But I'd love to discover something new, maybe together with you. That would be wonderful. John, what's the most important thing in life to you? Honesty and trust, I guess. I've realized that especially acutely after everything that's happened lately. I understand. Sometimes life gives us unpleasant surprises, but it helps us grow stronger. Thank you, Laura. Your support is very important to me. I feel I can trust you. I'm always here for you, John. I hope we can help each other through all the difficulties. Their conversation continued into the late afternoon. John felt he had found in Laura not only a new acquaintance, but a true friend. Their bond grew stronger with every moment they spent together. John and Laura have been sitting at a table for hours now, deep in conversation. The atmosphere in the cafe becomes cozy and intimate as the evening bustle subsides. Time flies by. I'm glad we had such a good talk. Me too. It's been a wonderful evening. Thank you, John. Laura, I have an idea. Have you ever thought about starting your own business? Something to do with herbal medicine. I know you have a lot of experience and knowledge in this field. To be honest, yes, I have. But it always seemed too complicated and risky. I can help you with that. I'll handle the advertising and promotion of your business. Together, we can create something unique and useful. That sounds amazing, John. I've always dreamed of helping people with natural remedies. Your offer is something I've dreamed of but never dared to take the first step. Then let's take that step together. I'm sure we can make it work. Thank you, John. You've really inspired me. I agree. Let's start working on it. All right, great. We'll go over all the details and start planning. In the meantime, let me show you out. They leave the cafe, continuing to discuss their plans. John feels that this is a new beginning for him and Laura, a new page full of possibilities and hope. Thank you for a wonderful evening, John. I look forward to our collaboration. And so do I, Laura. I'm sure we have a lot of exciting things ahead of us. Good night. Good night, John. They exchange warm glances, and John walks away, feeling that his life finally has a bright and hopeful outlook. John returns home from his meeting with Laura feeling refreshed and hopeful. But as soon as he enters the apartment, his phone rings. John picks up the phone. Hello? John, it's Carla. There's something you should know. I work at that restaurant where you met Laura. Carla? What's wrong? Carla. Quickly. I saw Lisa there. She was there with your brother. They were discussing how to get back at you for that scandal. Looks like they have a plan. What? Are you sure? Yeah. I definitely heard them talking. They have a grudge against you and they want to hurt you. Thank you, Carla. I'll take care of it. The next day, John arrives at Lisa and her brother's house, determined to deal with the situation. Lisa, we need to talk. John, what's wrong? I know you and my brother are planning to get back at me. Carla told me everything. What the hell are you talking about? You don't have to pretend. I know about your conversation at the restaurant. Why would you do that? We just wanted you to realize how much it hurts when you're betrayed. That doesn't excuse your actions. You both betrayed me, and now you want to make it worse? We didn't mean for things to go this far. You've already gone too far. I won't let you ruin my life any further. John decides to cut all ties with Lisa and her brother for good. He goes back to Laura, telling her everything that has happened. Laura supports him and helps him find the strength to move on. John, I'm with you. We'll get through this together. Thank you, Laura. You're really important to me. They begin working together on the new business, finding comfort and support in each other. John realizes that his life may be better than he imagined, and that true love and loyalty are still possible. Several days pass. John feels his resentment and anger persist. He realizes that in order to start a new life, he needs to get rid of the past. This house is a symbol of all that I have lost, and that has betrayed me. I have to get rid of it and start over. Late at night, John sneaks out to the house where Lisa and his brother now live. He carries a can of gasoline with him. It's over. I won't suffer for them anymore. He starts pouring gasoline around the house, trying not to make any noise. John takes out his lighter and looks at the house one last time. John, whispering, "Goodbye." He lights the gasoline on fire and the flames quickly spread around the house. John walks away without turning around, feeling his heart release the weight of the past. John returns to Laura, telling her of his decision. "Laura, I burned down that house. I couldn't live with it anymore. We need to get out of here and start over. I'm with you, John. Let's start a new life together." They pack their belongings and set off on their journey, leaving behind everything that brought them pain. John and Laura move to a small town where they begin to build a new life. They open a small healing herb store that Laura has long wanted to run. "I'm glad we're here. This is exactly what we need." "Me too. We made the right choice." As time passes, John and Laura become successful and happy. They find joy and peace in their new life that John never dreamed possible. "Thank you for being with me, Laura. You're my salvation. We found each other, and that's all that matters." So John and Laura begin a new chapter of their lives, leaving behind pain and betrayal, finding happiness and love in each other.